Welcome to another edition of the Bones of Advertising. I'm Craig McLeod, and this guy here is Mr. Creative, but he's also known as...
I'm a dangerous man today. I'm a dangerous man.
Oh, I like when you're dangerous. That sounds dangerous.
You know? Yes, he's really tall. And you know why? Do you know why? You know why he's really tall? You can tell just by looking. No. I am.
Yes, you can.
Yeah. I like that. I like that at a football field. I remember the first time I heard that, someone was like, "Oh, he's really tall." You can't coach that. Like, so it's just,
it's pretty much who he is.
Yeah. So yes, I'm a bit dangerous. I'm a bit dangerous because
just a bit. You're more than a bit dangerous.
I am a bit dangerous today. Sorry. Thank you for your vote of confidence there, sir. But no, because I am bored.
Oh shit.
Bored. And you know why I'm bored? I figured it out. Because we've gone into bloody lockdown again.
Oh shit. Don't even start me on lockdown. What is it, 4.0 now or 5.0? I don't even know how many times we've locked down.
Yeah. It's just like, I reckon they're just like it's a fire drill. It's just become like, the bloody alarm goes off and everyone goes, oh, bloody hell. So here we go, and pack up your computer and walk down 27 flights of stairs and, stand around outside, have a couple of cigarettes and a cup of coffee, and then walk back up again. And everyone goes, oh, it's just a drill.
What a bloody great use of our time.
Yeah, they're just keeping us fresh. They're keeping us ready for when the great bloody viral invasion actually does turn up, and we're found hiding in our cupboards, sipping bloody cups of Bonox and hoping that the chips will last until next Wednesday or something. I have no idea what's going on anymore. But I'll tell you what I did do. And please, thank you for your continued show of interest.
I'm interested, but I know where this is headed, so I'm bloody interested. And I know you ever saying you're bored is definitely a foray into something bloody fabulous. So let's get it on.
Well, if you want to get very, very emotional about advertising, and whether that emotion is, gee, I'm really glad that I work in advertising, or isn't that inspirational that I work in advertising, or what a bunch of wankers we are, tip yourself into the Channel 9's latest foray into a version of the Great Debate called Does Advertising Lead Culture? And it's from 9 Productivity or 9... whatever it is. We'll put the name up here and the link. But it's essentially 6 people from various advertising agencies, some very, very heavy hitters. Like there's the head of strategy at McCann Erickson and an academic who's, done time with David Ogilvy himself, sat at his feet drinking whiskey, and, some people that are sort of part of Channel 9 and other people that are, anyway.
A lot of people, 6 of them there, and they're all worthy is what you're saying.
They're all worthy, and don't we bloody know it? Don't we know how worthy they are? Because you can tell just by listening to them how worthy they are. Like there were 3 jokes in the whole thing. I think.
Really, it was a bit too serious, was it? It was a whole lot of just let me tell you how good I am, and when I'm finished, can I tell you a little bit more?
Yeah, and I'll make vague references to the fact that maybe advertising does lead culture, and I think there are a lot of people who were on the voter meter that they had during the, for and against, and
Yeah, right. So they had the old worm in the what was it in the Great Debate? You could dial this way or dial that way. Yeah. Dirty worm.
And it was like, are we voting for the fact that advertising leads culture? Bullshit. We were but they seem to the wormometer, the votometer, whatever it's called.
Yeah, right.
It's just like there are a whole lot of people that were saying yes, it does lead culture. It's like, how does advertising lead culture? How do we get so pretentious that we actually decide that advertising leads culture? Like, why is that even? Why is that? See, you can see which part of the emotional commitment I have to this bloody great industry of ours. You can see where I land on that particular scale, can't you?
Like, you can. Oh, shit.
So I did what I like. So what I do when I'm bored is because I live so desperately inside the advertising bubble. I tried to find, I tried to find proof that, sometimes advertising can lead culture, and advertising, I think, can contribute to culture.
I think there's the word, JD. If you think it can lead culture, and that means that it's actually dragging culture's ass along down the road, you're kidding yourself.
Yeah.
But if you can say that it influences culture, that's a considerably different statement.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. I think at its best, I think advertising does contribute to culture. Good advertising.
Well, it can more than it does. I mean, it doesn't actually do it per se, but it can, if it's good.
Yes.
Can contribute to culture.
Yeah, yeah. And so you go back over the whole like when Marlboro cigarettes went from advertising to women, they were trying to position themselves as a women's cigarette for ladies, and they had elegant women in 1920s kind of ball gowns with cigarette holders and hoi polloi voices.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, they said, I reckon we should probably chase the blokes. And so the Marlboro Man was invented, and all of a sudden the manliest of all manly bloody stereotypes, the bloody Western Plains cowboy.
We all grew mustaches. We got those furry Ugg boot jackets, and we got up on a horse and thought, you know what, this cigarette's for me. And
didn't it just turn around sales? And it created just a whole it created a generation of people with lung cancer, is what that did.
Wow, it did do that.
It didn't affect culture. The decision for De Beers to actually say diamonds have a value that is far in excess of emeralds and rubies, and because diamonds were like, they've got no color, they've got no value. And then De Beers went, no, if it really matters, give your loved one of these. This is a diamond, is forever.
Yeah, right.
And it turned diamond sales, So, I think Not Happy Jan, all of that kind of, like, there's bits, dumb ways to die. These kind of things just find our way into our, everyday speak, into our culture. Just do it, whatever.
Yeah.
But all that, like, advertising leads culture. What is it? What's that great quote that we keep coming out with? 89% or 87% of all advertising is ignored. Like, it's not even noticed.
No, well, is that Dave Trott? I think that's his, where I think he quite eloquently says that 90% of it is a complete waste, and it's being pissed up against the wall. It's just a waste of time. So if that gives 10% the potential to be noticed, then how much of that 10% actually has the probability of impact? Well, let's not say leading, because I think we both agree it doesn't lead culture, but impacting or influencing culture.
Yeah, culture, like culture.
Culture.
Yeah,
a pretty bloody big statement.
That's a very big statement, and considering that I'm going to pull a statistic out of my ass, because that's where most statistics come from. I think I reckon at least 70% of advertising people, certainly advertising creatives, are middle-class white people. And quite a few of them are middle-class white men. And to suggest that middle-class white men have any business at the forefront of culture just leads me down a path where I just want to strangle myself with a rubber, just how many privileged and pretentious do we need to be to believe that we actually can lead? Sorry, you can see which bloody high horse I'm there. Let's bring the high horse back. Let's bring the high horse back and just trot him down through here. Because
I remember he loves a little moonwalk as he goes backwards across the old high horse when JD's up on his high horse. But I think it's a really important point you raised, JD, and I think you've really articulated it very well. The old, could we possibly lead culture? Well, I think the short answer from us is no. But if we're bloody great at what we do and we can come up with something that's so unique and something that is so influential. And again, I think these days, like there's so much being consumed by people across so many different mediums. You have to have something exceptional that's going to permeate all of that and actually have an impact on culture. Like I think that's a really big execution to have gotten 100% right. And God knows what you've done to sales if you've permeated culture.
Indeed. You mean, yes, you're lucky to get noticed. Yes, the best way we can influence culture is if we get remember television ads. Remember how intellectual television ads used to be? And if you can get kids in the playground repeating your slogan or repeating your jingle, or you hear people whistling your jingle at the football, or that whole. I remember the first time they did that. Kick it to me, kick it to me.
It's easy to tell who has Vitabrits for breakfast.
I got it!
Got it!
I've got it! I got it! I got it!
I've got it!
I got it!
I got it!
I got it!
I've got it!
I got it!
Kick it to me! Kick it to me!
They're the ones with an edge for life. Vitabrits from Uncle Toby's.
Remember that?
Yep.
And the like you hear it at footy grounds. It's like kick it to me, kick it to me. It's like, oh yeah, I remember that, buddy Kieran Perkins and buddy, yeah, it was
Bloody
good.
brilliant, my boy. Well, and again, we've got to say whether we can get kids saying the lines from commercials. Is it a stretch to go from there that we're influencing culture?
Oh no, I think we're influencing culture. I think we're giving people a chance to, throw a little bit of enjoyment into their life, and a little bit of a shared laugh and a little bit of a shared language.
Yeah.
Well, it's a real stretch. I mean, I am a fully paid up member of the capitalist army. I am, I'm in it for the sales, and any clients out there who would like to talk to me about increasing their sales, please just give us a buzz. But for me to say I'm a part of the army, and then to say, actually, I'm leading the charge,
Big statement.
it is a very, very big statement.
And maybe one to end on, my boy. That's probably a great way for us to wrap. That's another edition of the Bones of Advertising. Don't go changing.
I will not.
And don't be bored next week.
Capitalist Army signing out for today, sir.
Over and out.